maybe this track doesn't agree with him. It didn't ever agree with me. It's just that weird slick surface, and I just never had the right line. I always felt like I needed to be on the inside or the outside, somewhere other than where I was. Maybe it's not agreeing with him.
Board sideways. That gate will drop any second now for our second moto of the 125s. Let's see how the start is with McCormick and Carmichael. Carmichael gets a good push on McCormick, but it's Casey Lytle to the inside getting his first hole shot ever in national play. Whoa, that's Gosler going down. Look out. Christopher doing a little dance before getting back on the bike.
Well, he did it. That was heads up. He was in the right place at the right time in terms of not getting hit. Guys going down everywhere. That's Brown now having trouble.
Brown sliding out on the slick surface. So Brown, look how far back he is.
It's going to be new for Brown. He's got a long ways to go to catch up. But for Goslar, well, he did this the first moto, so now it's just... Actually, it's not such a bad thing. At least he didn't get hurt. Now he's going to learn what it's like, national. Welcome to the big leagues. He's going to have to come from behind, and that's not such a bad deal. Getting the whole shot, getting out front, gets spoiled too quick.
A good line of competition now as we take a look at Ryan Huffman, also from the Pacific Northwest, number 25. Here's Ricky Carmichael, our leader. Casey Lytle back to second place now as Ricky took over the lead quickly. A little deja vu from the first moto. As we go to our tower cam there, the battle for second place is on.
Now this is what Davey had asked him. Do you think he can beat him if you start with him? He said yes. We're going to find out now. What a perfect opportunity. And, you know, I think watching Reynard's career and listening to his interviews, I don't think he likes to lead. I think he likes to be right there, have his race right there with him so he can gauge. He gets faster as the moto goes on. I think he does better catching up. I don't think he does so well out front. He seems to get nervous, get a lot of arm pump.
So right now, the war is on. Ricky Carmichael and Robbie Reynard. Robbie getting just what he asked for.
The track's really slick right now, too. They put some water down, which they needed to do to keep the dust down here for the fans and for the riders. But that first couple of laps, anywhere you water the track, any track in the country, it's slick. But here, it's like an ice skating rink. It's very, very tough to read the soil. And when they disc it up like they have right here, it's perfect. But any place they don't, it's slick.
McCormick making the pass on Casey Lytle. So McCormick is back in third place. Here's the battle, though. All eyes are on Ricky Carmichael and Robbie Reynard. Reynard holding right with RC. Looks like he's using some patience right now.
This is the mental battle, and he is, Art. He's biding his time a little bit, but this is a real battle. What Carmichael's going to try to do is pull away. What Reynard has to do, and what he's going to try to do, is stay right there with him and let him know he's just as fast, and the race will then begin. This is not for a first moto win this time. This is for the overall. That puts a lot of pressure on Carmichael.
As we look at the Suzuki Field summary, Carmichael, Reynard, McCormick, Lytle, and Tim Ferry into the top 5. We'll be right back with more 125 Moto number 2 action in a moment. AMA Motocross is being brought to you by Motorcycle Mechanics Institute. Quality training for the motorcycle industry. Back to Moto number 2 action with Art Ekman, David Bailey, and Davey Coombs from Washougal, Washington. The 125s are on the track. Ricky Carmichael is starting to get a big challenge still from number 21. Robbie Reynard has done just what you said he was going to try to do, David, and that's stay with him and try to make him nervous.
Yep, I think that's the best strategy right now, and stay right there. And if Carmichael makes a mistake, go for the pass, but at least put the pressure on him.
Look at this. Robbie Reynard point apart. Cuts to the inside. Robbie Reynard has taken the lead. Oh, my goodness. He's in a shot for the over. Oh, no, and he slips out.
That was just trying to get back on the gas too quick. He gets up quick, but he's going to lose the position. That's going to help Carmichael even more.
There's McCormick moving into second place, number 32.
Oh, I'll bet he's wishing he could have a do-over on that. Now here's another look. He gets the pass done. Carmichael just has to let him by. Look what he does right here. Beautiful. Feet on the pegs. Two totally different styles. Carmichael sitting down. But Reynard drifted wide. It means he had to cut a little tighter here. Got on the gas too early. Right there, he needed to back off, and it was just too late. Carmichael did a good job to miss him.
A costly mistake for Robbie Reynard, who now moves back into second place on Jason McCormick.
Boy, as he out horsepowered him up that hill, he cut right across to make sure that pass would stick. Still pretty early in the race, too, Art. He's got enough time to get back up to Carmichael. We'll see how fast he is now if he can close that gap. I don't think he's been anything on the bike going down.
That might be a good thing to check on, David. Let's go down to Davey and find out in the mechanics area.
Factory Robbie's making an excellent race this, but you had to be disappointed. He got the lead and he fell right in front of you.
He's all wound up right now. I'm trying to calm him down. He's lapping 1.5 seconds a lap faster than Ricky. That's 4 laps. He should be in the lead, but Ricky's no fool. Let's see if he can turn it up. We'll see.
Words well spoken from Reynard's mechanic, David.
Well, he's got it all figured out, and I like that. He's figuring, okay, with this much time he's gaining per lap, that does make sense. On paper, that makes sense, but Carmichael's been able to turn it up for 6 overall wins, led all but twice this year, and I'm pretty sure now in this second moto, all the chips are down. He's got a little more.
Reynard's not one to give up, though, and he's trying to close that gap on Ricky Carmichael as we tour the course here at Washougal.
Well, Reynard's going to make a good try at it. I'm sure he's going to get close. Making that pass is going to be tough. If he can put a lot of pressure on Carmichael, that'll just force Carmichael into a mistake on the slick surface.
And another difficult time of it for John Dowd, who, as you can see here, is battling for 6th spot against Scott Sheet, number 14 of FMF Honda. Dowd right on the back rubber of Sheet. Cuts to the inside. See how he comes out of the shadows.
Drop back down in the front. Not able to make that pass stick, but he's trying. He's working inside and outside. He's having a tough moto so far. And battling with Scott Sheik, who he's outclassed all year. So that's the kind of day he's having.
Davey Coombs is down with Brian Berry, Dowd's mechanic.
Brian, the run of, like, I don't want to say bad luck, but just not so good luck continues for John. You guys are outside the top 5 after another bad start.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. It seems like ever since that little run-in with Ricky, I don't know if it took some wind out of his sail or what, you know, at that time. And ever since then, he's had a little bit of a bad attitude as far as his own self. You know, he's been mad at himself or whatever. And I don't know. Hopefully, we can turn it around here. We're all, the whole team is trying to get together and kind of turn it around. And that happens sometimes. And hopefully, it'll work.
Maybe he just needs to get another duel with Carmichael going.
Yeah, I really think that could, you know, could set it straight. But on the other hand, if he keeps getting starts like this, it ain't gonna happen. So.
And did you notice while Brian Berry was talking there, David, that front fork guard is loose.
Yeah.
So might have been part of the earlier problem.
That flaps around out there and just it bothers you for a little while. You get used to it, but you know, trying to aim the bike is kind of tough. Whoa!
Oh, out of sorts. John Dowd on the deck again.
You can tell too. Look at the way he's walking back to the bike. I mean, he's just disgusted. Not in any particular hurry. You can tell in his posture he's probably pretty mad at himself. He's probably going to run back to the hotel tonight, just trying to get his mind back on racing. I don't know where it is. It looks like he's trying hard. Shoot, he wouldn't be out there crashing if he wasn't trying hard, but he doesn't even want to look at Brian Berry when he goes to that mechanics area. He's just looking down like, Brian, I know, I don't know what it is. I'm just having a bad day, and sooner or later I got to get this picked back up. And I think a start would definitely help. Here's another look. He starts coming through here. This is what I'm thinking. It looks to me like he's looking this direction. He needs to be looking the direction of the racetrack, straight ahead. So as he's leaning a little bit to the left, the back tire slides away from him. And watch right here. If he didn't get his hand and his knee loose from that handlebar before he went down, that's a twisted knee and probably a pretty bad injury. He's lucky to get away clean from that.
Well, Brian Berry was certainly right after Unadilla, where he had a 3rd overall. It's just been misery for John Dowd, who was in contention in 2nd place in the points. Had the points lead on Ricky Carmichael at one time this year. Tim Ferry, number 22. And he's battling with Casey Lytle, number 33. Our leaderboard shows Carmichael, Robbie Reynard, Jason McCormick, Sheik, Johnson, Button, Brown, and Sellers.
This guy's still watching the battle all by themselves. They look up the track, they don't see anybody. Back behind them, there's nobody coming. Well, it's just a battle amongst themselves for now, or else they can push each other a little bit and try to catch somebody else, turn this into a 3-way battle, hopefully move up the ladder. But you get in motos sometimes where it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot at stake.
Former 125 Supercross champion, Tim Ferry. Good to see him coming back from that devastating knee injury. It was a bad one. And he's looked fairly solid and very consistent during this outdoor season. Casey Johnson, number 20. Sheik, number 14, behind him. And spinning out is Ferry, just as we compliment him. He's right up and going, though.
That's going to allow these guys to close the gap a little bit more. And they're a little bit closer than I thought, actually. They've actually been making up a little bit of time. They got Brown back there pushing them. Johnson's picked up the pace a little bit. Button's back there. So that's a pretty strong group. They are gaining time.
Here's the battle for sixth. Casey Johnson gets the edge on Scott Sheik. Johnson, a good move as he goes through the mechanics area right now. Johnson, a late start of the season with a smashed ankle about November during Thanksgiving, but he's come back strong in the Nationals.
Mike Brown right back there behind these guys. He's been charged. Remember, Art, we used to talk about how far behind he was off the start. I'm thinking as far back in the pack as he was, he had to be somewhere around 30th. Did a lot of hard work that first lap or two to pick off chunks of riders. Now he's got himself right back into the battle.
Really quite an incredible ride for Mike Brown. We've been talking about the speed of Reynard and the speed of Carmichael, but Brown, whoop, Tim Ferry down again. And there goes Casey Johnson by him along with Scott Sheik.
Well, everybody moves up a notch. Sheik looking back. Oh, great. Everyone keeps crashing. That's better for me.
And better for Mike Brown. But back to his ride. My goodness. The speed he's been taking on this Washougal course to get back into this position.
And it's still not over. He's got time to catch a couple more guys. A good ride for him. And I think for Ferry, sometimes you go down like that and it messes with your concentration. It must have been what happened. He went down right away.
How many more spots can Brown pick up? We'll find out when we come back. Welcome back to Washougal, Washington. It's been a little spell since we've seen number one, Ricky Carmichael. He's way out in front here for the second moto of the 125s, trying for another sweep on the season. It's been a remarkable ride turned in by Mike Brown. But this guy has just been in a class all of his own here today in Washougal. As we mentioned prior, he clinched the title last year right here with Washougal, making it one of his favorite tracks of all.
Might be kind of like the way this track's laid out in and out of the trees. I did some riding in Tallahassee down in the area where he has his practice track. It's kind of similar, and the soils up in northern Florida resembles this a little bit. It's sandy in spots, but it's kind of got this it's loamy but slick underneath, same surface. I'm just guessing that could be why he feels comfortable out here. And he's just hopping down that whole straightaway where those guys just went. He had a beautiful timing through there. And just looks like he's not using any energy out there, and every line he has works perfect.
Mike Brown, number 100, is on the run right now. Can't forget when he won his very first national here at Washougal. He had a bet with his mechanic, Jeff Nutter. And the bet was if he won the national, his first national, he got to shave all the facial hair off his mechanic Nutter. Well, very few people had ever seen Nutter without a beard. Now, his current mechanic better not have a bet because he's getting married next month. I don't know if he grow back in time. Davey, let's go down to you.
Dean, Mike's making some fast laps out there, but what happened off the start?
I think we got a pretty good start, and then on the first lap, I think he must have got tangled up with some guys when they were bunched together in maybe a corner or something. He obviously went down, and we're trying to make our way back to the front.
What would it mean to he and the Honda Troy team if you guys could get a win before the end of the year?
That's what we're aiming for. I told him we got till Steel City, and it's winding down, so I guess the pressure's on, and that's what we're striving for every race.
Well, Brownie had a bad race at Southwick where he got no points at all at 29th and 33rd. But after that, my gosh, he's really putting it together. One of his finest hours of the year was the next race at Budds Creek, where he took a 3-2 for a second overall, then a third overall, seventh overall, a second overall. And he's got a high placement if he can keep picking off the positions here, David, right here at Washougal.
He's had a variety of different opportunities, too, different looks at these motos, getting hole shots and having to come from behind like he is here, dicing with Carmichael. And he's really proved to himself what he's capable of and to everybody else that he means business, and he's got a lot of experience going into next year. I think he's going to be able to probably knock down a pretty good ride.
Ineligible for the 125 Supercross, though, because he's pointed out of that situation. If you get 100 points 3 seasons in a row, you can't ride 125 Supercross. And Brown, though, I hope he gets a job where he can get a combination, a 250 ride in Supercross and maybe a 125 in the National Outdoors.
I just want to take this time, too, to say that's a stupid rule. I sure wish they could get rid of that in 125 Supercross and let that class be something good. Let it be a title that the factories can advertise. Let it be something the riders are really, really proud of and remember for 5 or 6 years.
Absolutely. I think it's a very marketable division in its own right.
It should be anyway, and this has turned into a great battle. Johnson now entering the picture. Brown moves right through Lytle.
Here's the pass on Lytle, number 33.
Looks to me like Lytle just felt him come and said, well, that's a teammate. I'm not going to lean in and chance us both going down. He just had to ease off, let Brown take it.
And Brown looks like he just will not be denied right now. How many spots can he pick off? I don't know. Brady's going. He could go all the way up to 4th. Here's the battle for 5th.
Yeah, what he had happening was Johnson catching him a little bit. So he moved right by his teammate. Now you can see he's already disappeared. Now Johnson and Button, as you see, just entering the picture there. They're going to be left battling with Lytle for a little while. And as you can see, really helping Brown.
Whoa. Back and forth we go. Casey Johnson on the Kawasaki, number 20. And Lytle.
Well, Johnson just got the power to the ground and motored up that hill. It's funny, it's like a psychological thing, too, for these riders. They just hang way off the back of the bike the way Johnson did. It's like they're going faster. Doesn't do anything, but, hey, in your mind, if you're feeling like you're going faster, whatever it takes.
Well, with them going back and forth like that, you can really see the soft topsoil here in Washougal and the roosts. And how pelted you can get, even though it's not very rocky like Unadilla.
Well, based on my results, Art, I'd say I'm no expert. But what I like to do in this kind of soil is stay in as many berms as I can, but go outside and use some of that cushion. I learned that from Jeff Ward. And then take a straight shot across all those slick parts. That way you can be more aggressive.
Casey Johnson now putting some space on Jimmy Button. As we take a look at our upcoming schedule, 3 more races on the motocross year, ending up in Delmont. We'll be back. Looking to become the first Kawasaki 125 rider ever to win back-to-back 125 titles on a season, Ricky Carmichael is well on his way to another sweep here today.
It's amazing. You'd think that all the years Jeff Ward at Kawasaki, he would have done it, but he's battling with Barnett, and Glover, and O'Mara, and he's unable to get it once. Here in '84, I wrapped up the 500 title that same year, and then we were battling each other for the Grand National title they had back then, the total points. It's close between us.
Back to 5th, yet to be decided. It's Jimmy Button versus Casey Johnson. And Button, a very easy pass on Johnson.
That was surprising. I didn't think he had enough speed going in there, but he intimidated Johnson just enough. Johnson looked over and just said, well, you can have it. I'm not going to turn inside there, but he goes right back after him.
Turnabout's fair play, it looked like.
This is where I expect Button to be quick, though, Art. Long legs, those whoops, and that bike drops down to those holes. Doesn't come back up and buck him.
So Jimmy Button taking over 5th place.
Pulls a tear off through there, checks out the signal board. Johnson's already starting to take inventory on what's going on behind him, so this is a part of the race where you're getting tired, and he may be looking at, gosh, who else do I have to hold off?
And look at this. Mike Brown in 4th place has got his sights on 3rd, with the local favorite Jason McCormick already in 3rd. McCormick trying everything he knows how to hold him off, and Mike Brown almost got him on the inside. He was just a little slick there, and he was wise not to put the power on too quickly, as you said, David.
He's got to be patient. He has a feeling that the way he caught him, he should be able to get around. There's enough time.
Like right here. Mike Brown in 3rd place. We're not sure exactly how far he's come from, but in the last picture we saw when after he went down, he had about 7, 8, 9 riders behind him.
It'll be disappointing because he'll be thinking about, man, if I could have stayed up and got a decent start and ridden this way, where would I have been? Maybe I could have got the Moto win. But still, he's got to be pleased with the way he rode and take all this confidence and the way he's riding, at least, into the next round. Not worry about what happens. Still a good ride back up to 3rd.
Well, that move on McCormick, too, by Michael Brown pushes the local boy off the podium.
I don't think that's going to hurt Mike Brown's feelings too much. He's got to do what he's got to do, but it is a strong ride by McCormick. I mean, he's gotten up there and delivered in both motos, giving the hometown crowd something to cheer about, and it's going to be maybe a little boost for him for the rest of the season.
Taking a look at the history books on this final lap for Ricky Carmichael, a win here, putting him all alone in third place on the all-time 125 national win list. It would be his 15th. He is currently tied with Guy Cooper and Brock Glover, a couple of great 125 riders who had 14. And, of course, Ricky looking for his 5th straight win, his 9th moto win in the last 10. Just incredible. If he wins this moto, keeps upright for a few more yards, he will have won 14 motos in 18 tries.
Pretty good record. He is just having a blast this lap, looking around. This lap rider doesn't know what to do. He's like, man, make up your mind.
Oh, stay there. Get the picture.
Yeah.
Get the checkered flag picture. Ricky laying it out for the fans over the Chuck Sun jump.
Oh, the people really like Ricky. You can see him cheering him on all the way around. Every time they are all running for wherever the biggest jump is. Try to get a good view of whatever he's got up his sleeves. He's got a bag full of tricks.
He's looking around, putting the fist in the air. Just double checking to make sure somebody like Reynard isn't coming up on him.
You never know. Sometimes, too, I mean, I remember seeing a battle that I was getting up into lap, and I didn't want to interfere with those guys, and I'd let them do their thing, let them get another lap, because once you pass them, their race is over, too.
So Carmichael now just a few hundred yards away from another victory as he takes it easy coming through the whoop section. The crowd really enjoying this victory as well. Checkers are there, and Ricky Carmichael becomes the 3rd winningest 125 rider of all time. It's Carmichael, Reynard, Brown in the top 3, with McCormick in 4th, Jimmy Button 5th in Moto 2. John Dowd up to 6th.